All right, so we're here with local firefighter and crashed ice athlete Adam Horst. And if you don't know what crashed ice is, you're basically going down these really steep racetracks, about 50, 60 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, we've been clocked up to 75 kilometers an hour on the fastest tracks. We describe it as basically ski cross on skates. Same idea of a course, jumps, corners, 4 guys at a time, and first 2 to the bottom go on.
And Adam actually built his own track here at Charlie Lake. We're going to get more into that in a second. But first off, our opening segment, the CDC Talent Show. It was a night filled with a variety of performances as the Fort St. John Child Development Center held its biggest fundraiser of the year, the 39th annual CDC Talent Show.
The amount of support and the business partners and the community partners and the individuals that come out and support us is something that I cannot even describe. There are several other child development centers in the province, and when I talk about what this community does for our center, all of them are shocked and amazed and pleased with the support that we get for our annual talent show.
Hundreds attended and over 30 performers took the stage, including 11-year-old singer-songwriter Claire Turner, who raised nearly $300.
It's very fun. I like the area. I like how many people come out to see. It's quite fun for me.
For this singing trifecta, the CDC Talent Show has become somewhat of a family tradition.
It's really thrilling for me because I get to sing with my daughter and my granddaughter. So I think we're the only act actually that's had 3 generations of singing. So it's kind of fun.
Meanwhile, the event also featured an orchestra from Dawson Creek and acrobatic cheerleaders. But perhaps the most eye-catching performance came from none other than Sonny and Cher.
It was a legendary performance by Sonny and Cher. You probably will never find one again in Fort St. John. No.
With full 1970s Sonny and Cher attire, near-perfect vocals, and an electrifying chemistry, many in the audience were left wondering just who was behind this mesmerizing performance.
I think it was flowing really well. The audience was right engaged in it, and you know, it just was. It just
part of the performance tonight was being as real as possible. And you know what? If that's what it takes, I love this guy.
Though it's not confirmed, some believe the duo may have consisted of Fort St. John City Councilors Trevor Bolin and Dan Davies. But whoever it was, the talented duo, with the help from friends and businesses, raised $5,000 for the CDC.
You know, we have one of the best child development facilities, I think, in the province, certainly, if not the country. And it's for, you know, events like this, you know, people coming together, making donations. This town, and I don't think anybody would ever argue, Cher, a giving community.
The generous Fort St. John community exceeded the CDC's goal, raising just over $100,000 for the night. Proceeds will go towards building expenses and a brand new outdoor playground. For Go Peace Country, I'm Kevin Chirac. So we're here at the top of the training course here at Charlie Lake with Adam Horst. So talk to me, you actually made this yourself, right? So talk to me a little bit about the work that went into it.
Yeah, me and a buddy of mine basically put this together. The amount of work that went into it is unbelievable, how much time we spent out here trying to make it right. Basically we just plowed it with a bobcat and made the course, and then spent hours upon hours in the -30 watering it, so it is what it is now.
Awesome. So he's about to do his, I think, 10th run in a row, and I think I'm gonna suit up for one of my own, unfortunately. But let's throw it to this week's Parenting 101.
Monique Anderson is a mother of 1 and dog owner of 4. When she brought her newborn baby Sahara home 5 years ago to a pack of canines, she knew she'd have to adjust.
I made sure that they knew what the crib was, what her toys were, what car seat was. A lot of dogs can, I've seen, get really afraid of the furniture, and it's scary to them. So I just made sure they knew what it was and they were around it all the time.
SPCA care attendant and dog trainer Candice knows it's best to familiarize your pets with the surroundings of a baby before bringing home your little bundle of joy.
A dog is not used to the smell, the sounds, the motions of a newborn baby. One of the best things you can do is actually bring like the powders, the baby lotions, the toys, even the child swings, stuff like that. Bring it out and allow the dog to investigate it before the baby arrives, and at least it's socialized to that aspect of it.
Introducing a new pet to your small child, or vice versa, can be a smooth process as long as certain steps are done correctly.
Involve them in the daily activities, the feeding, the training, those kind of things. Have the child feed the dog, right? So the parent is there supervising, but the child scoops the food and the child waits for the dog to be put into a sit or a down by the parent. That allows the dog to associate reward and food with that child.
Instead of grabbing at the dog, I gave her toys to give to the dog. Because then she's like, oh, well, and then she'd give that to the dog.
Candace recommends teaching children proper handling of pets, including gentle petting or light scratching, and then rewarding the child for their good behavior. Monique used this philosophy with Sahara, but also practiced the method of trial by fire.
So how do you teach a child not to touch the hot stove? You show them that it's hot. So how do you teach a child that if they pull the dog's hair, it's gonna bite? You teach them what a bite feels like, without the dog biting, pinching them and showing them.
Being a pet owner as a parent is not a simple task. The extra time devoted to proper meal schedules and daily walks for your dog could mean earlier mornings, later nights, and busier days. But having a four-legged friend in the family could also benefit your child's development.
We find that children that are raised with animals are, for one, much more compassionate. They have a better sense of how to associate with people out and about in the world. They're very curious, they're very outgoing, they're very willing to be social.
But timing is everything. The SPCA recommends waiting until your child is a minimum 4 to 5 years old before adding a pet to the family. While it may seem like a good idea to raise your baby along with a new puppy, statistics show otherwise.
92% of those puppies are returned by the time they're 6 months old, because the poor mom who is run ragged on her feet chasing the child and changing diapers and dealing with baby daily needs cannot sustain the puppy as well. It is just too much.
You know, if you're not relaxed in yourself, in your own environment and within yourself, to know that these things need to be done, and you wake up and you're freaking and you're, you know, you can't handle it, well, the dog's gonna get stressed out, the kid's gonna get stressed out, everybody's gonna get stressed out. So if you're not prepared to commit to what you have, don't do it.
It takes similar skills to be a good parent and pet owner: time management, discipline, care, and patience. But when you have all those basic know-hows under your belt, you're not far from being a great pack leader. For Go Peace Country's Parenting 101, I'm Kyla Corpus.
Later in the show, we sit down with North Peace Secondary's Mr. Fix-It, Jess Robinson, whose automotive skills got him some shiny new hardware. It's all coming up on Go Peace Country. Okay, so this might be my last broadcast for Shaw TV, as I'm about to go down this training course here at Charlie Lake, designed by this man to my right. Do you have any tips for me at all, or anything?
Well, the biggest tip is try to stay on your feet. Just bend your knees and try and stay in control as much as you can.
Okay, so wish me luck, and if I don't make it, it's been great. Peace Country, I love you. And let's throw it to this week's Who's Who. It's not your conventional classroom, but for grade 11 student Jess Robinson, he feels right at home. And with a recent first place finish in the Skills BC Regional Automotive Competition, his hard work is paying off.
It was a pretty cool feeling because I didn't think I did very well in it, and I thought I bombed a lot of things, but I guess it turned out pretty good.
Finishing first may have surprised Robinson, but his automotive teacher of 2 years, Chris McFedrin, says he earned it.
Oh, it's great. Well, it's especially a student like Jess that has always been, you know, a real strong student, and to see him be able to excel and progress this way and then actually demonstrate his skills in an individual manner rather than amidst a you know, a group of students, it's nice to see him be able to progress at his own speed and demonstrate what he's really capable of.
Fixing things comes natural for the Charlie Lake native Robinson. He got his start repairing old farm equipment at the early age of 9. And after that, well, he was hooked.
I'd go out and help Dad or whatever, fix on the quad, and then as I got older, I started doing more and more by myself, and then I turned, I think, 15, and I bought my own truck. I got a 79 Chev back at home, and I started playing around with it and fixing it up.
He can weld, he can fabricate, he can diagnose, troubleshoot. He's kind of he's a well-rounded student, and I think automotive as a trade is a good representation of many trades because there's a lot of different applications.
And it's the constant challenges and problem solving that drives Robinson's interest in automotive.
A big thing with Jess is he's a motivated student. He's really like hands-on, he gets in there, and his thought process and his logical reasoning is really strong. So he's a very theoretical student. He knows the theory, but then he also applies that very well hands-on, so he's got a really good mix of both worlds.
As for his future, the first place finish could help fast-track his favorite hobby into a promising career.
Skills Canada gave that's a great resume builder, so now I can put that on my resume, and if I wanted a job in a shop or something, then a lot of guys will look me over and give me a good chance.
For Go Peace Country's Who's Who, I'm Kevin Chirac. All right, as promised, here we go. That was amazing! For Go Peace Country, I'm Kevin Chirac.